Well, hey there, pharmacy owners. Dr. Lisa Faast here, and Happy New Year. In the new year means it's time for New Year's resolutions. And although they can be wildly, different between millions and millions of people, most of them kind of end up into some common buckets. Many New Year's resolutions end up being about health. And when it comes to health, people generally want to lose weight, they want to have more energy, and they want to sleep better. And if you can solve one of those three things for your people, not only are they going to spend more money with you, they're going to love you more, and they're going to come to you to solve their next problem. So I wanted to chat with you today about some options that you can offer your patients in your community that will help with those. All right. So in terms of losing weight, I know obviously medical weight loss and GLP-1s and all of that kind of have a lot of the attention, but there's a lot of other ways that you can support either as adjunctive therapy, so adding on to any of that medical weight loss, or for people who maybe medical weight loss isn't a good option for, and they're looking for another alternative. Or a big bucket of people that are growing are people who want to maintain their weight loss. They've done the hard work, they've done the GLP-1s, they've lost some weight, but now they don't want to gain it back. And so I want to talk to you about a suite of products from one of my favorite companies, Approved Medical Solutions, AMS is how I refer to them. And they're one of my favorite companies because their product, the nitric oxide product, has not, I don't want to say transformed my life because that's a little dramatic, but it has definitely improved my life in a million ways, and not just my own life, but my children's and my husband's life. And so I first got onto the nitric oxide train, loved the feeling of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is one of the supplements that when you take it, like you feel it. And quickly, within months after taking my first nitric oxide supplement, I ended up with terrible kidney stones. Now, not to say the nitric oxide supplement caused it, but the one I was taking had a boatload of oxalates in it, and kidney stones are made with oxalates. And so after I had my terrible kidney stones, I was on a mission to find a nitric oxide supplement that did not have any oxalates. And that was really actually hard. And I happened to be chatting with a friend of mine, a professional colleague, and she's the owner of Approved Medical Solutions. And she's like, I have a formulation that's 100% oxalate free. And I was like, well, by golly, that's exactly what I'm looking for. And her product gives me the same like Wonder Woman. I feel like I'm Wonder Woman when I'm on their nitric oxide boost, but no, absolutely no oxalates. I haven't had any kidney stone issues since then. And so yay. But that's how I started my relationship with Approved Medical Solutions. So, I know their ownership. I know actually their entire team really well. The science of all their formulas is just top notch. And so I'll talk first about nitric oxide. Nitric oxide does lots of things. Ultimately in the body, what it does is it causes vasodilation of the blood vessels, right? It makes things smaller and opens them up. If you're a pharmacist, you kind of understand that mechanism of action. If you're not a pharmacist, it helps increase blood flow. Like that's ultimately the underlying what nitric oxide does. But all the mechanisms, all the metabolism, different things, the cellular function that nitric oxide is involved in is massive in the body. And so nitric oxide, there's tons of studies that helps improve weight loss. So this has been one of my things that I've taught all of our peptide trainings. I've taught in my own weight loss clinic. I've taught doctors about weight loss protocols. The number one supplement that I recommend for any patient who's trying to lose weight is a nitric oxide supplement. Get that nitric oxide levels normalized. And the thing I love about AMS is they have this cool little saliva test, so you can actually test people's nitric oxide. You might find somebody that has naturally normal nitric oxide levels. That's very, very rare. Most people are very depleted. They have teeny tiny or no nitric oxide. And so when you give them that nitric oxide supplement, they feel the difference. So you can test somebody with a quick like 5-second saliva test. Get them on the nitric oxide. The nitric oxide will do lots of things. It helps increase the basal metabolic rate, so they burn more calories. It helps them feel more energetic. one of the side effects, no matter what type of diet or medical weight loss solution you do, is you tend to feel a little fatigued. You know, your body's going through some work when it loses weight. And so the nitric oxide will help kind of overcome that kind of like feeling of low energy. And for your patients that are like diabetic, poor circulation, your thyroid patients, it's going to help improve that circulation. We also give it to our ED patients. Many times ED patients, they don't have a deficiency of Viagra or Cialis or Levitra. They have a deficiency of nitric oxide. You normalize their nitric oxide and all of a sudden they don't need their Viagra anymore. But weight loss patients, it is my #1 supplement. I recommend anybody who's trying to maintain, lose weight, just feel generally better. Nitric oxide is kind of like the first supplement that I go to. And again, my preferred is the approved medical solution because it's 100% oxalate-free, so you don't have to worry about causing anybody kidney stones or making it worse if they have kidney stones. Now, approved medical solutions has some other products that also you can use with their nitric oxide or on their own that also help help people lose weight. One of the products is called Thermo GLP-1. It's a multitude of products. It has many ingredients in there. The thermo part is that increase of that basal metabolic rate. So people and patients naturally burn more calories. They have some other products that kind of raise the natural GLP-1 levels. And so it's a fantastic product as like a booster. I look at that as like an add-on, a booster. So if somebody's doing the work, you know, whether it's diet and exercise, or they're taking a prescription, like let's help boost them. Let's give them just that little bit of rocket boost to make everything that they're doing just work better. So Thermo GLP-1 is one of those products. Another product they have is a hunger product. A lot of people, you know, the great thing that GLP-1s do is it helps cut down that food noise. It helps people stop like just ruminating about food, and it kind of quells that hunger. For patients who are losing weight, like without that GLP-1, maybe, or maybe aren't getting full relief from that food noise or that hunger, their hunger product, it's a powder. It's almost kind of a sweet lemony taste to it. But you can pretty much mix it in any kind of drink. It cuts down the hunger. Like it just banishes hunger. And so if you got somebody who's maybe trying to transition off their GLP-1s, maybe waiting for the GLP-1s to kick in, maybe just don't want to do medical weight loss, they just want to do some diet and exercise, and they're trying to eat less, they're trying to cut back, but they just can't get over that hunger. AMS's hunger product is absolutely fantastic. So they've got some other products as well, but those are the three that are specifically for weight loss that you might want to consider as you're working with your patients, you're working with your community. Yes, New Year's time and resolutions is kind of like the peak of weight loss interest, but with the kind of GLP-1 craze, we've got the tirzepatide that's going to be going off of being able to be compounded here in February and March, depending if you're a 503A or B. You know, there's going to be a lot of shifts, and a lot of people are going to be looking for other options. So it would be a great time. I think there's going to be a need for long after the New Year's resolutions have gone away, where your patients might be interested in something else, or they need to start transitioning off that medical weight loss option. And so those three products from AMS are my favorite, my go-to. Again, that nitric oxide, the Thermo GLP-1, and then their hunger suppressors. So check those products out. I'll post some links below. See if you think that you would like them. You can actually create, the really cool thing about AMS is they do not sell like publicly to consumers. They only sell through medical professionals. So they can buy from the website, but they have to have an account through you, the medical professional. So you, the medical professional, needs to sign up as a provider. Usually that takes less than 24 hours to get that account approved. They're going to verify, you know, you are who you say you are, all those kinds of things. And then you can purchase either at wholesale and resell to your patients, or you can send your patients directly to them, and they'll be able to purchase through your provider link only. So they don't sell direct to consumers, which is nice because these are nice professional supplements. They're actually quite affordable for the high quality that they are. And I've been able to sell them in my pharmacies, which are in, you know, lower income, blue collar neighborhoods. That nitric oxide actually sells better in those like I think what you call the blue collar, the people who physically work, because they feel that difference. Like we have so many people that, so many men that are like machinists that absolutely will not go without their nitric oxide because they feel that extra energy that you get from that. So it's a fantastic product that's done really well in my pharmacies, and I wanted to share it with you because we've got this whole weight loss thing going on, and there's a lot of movement. But I think that independent pharmacy, should be that hub and that source of not only information but also of products to help your community reach their health goals. So if you have any questions, pop them below. Happy to answer them, and I'll chat with you next time. Bye bye.